Today's topic is on the rare cannabinoid THCV. Before we get started, please note that Miriam's Hemp does not give or substitute for medical advice. Miriam's Hemp specifically invokes the First Amendment rights of freedom of speech and of the press without prejudice. Any statements made in this video have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Any products discussed are not intended to diagnose, cure, prevent, or treat any disease. Miriam's Hemp always recommends, when and wherever possible, that licensed local healthcare professionals be consulted. What is THCV? THCV, or tetrahydrocannabivarin, is a minor cannabinoid found in the cannabis plant. THCV is the final byproduct of CBGVA. CBGV converts to THCVA, which eventually becomes THCV over time or when exposed to heat and light. THCV usually naturally occurs in low concentrations in the hemp plant. What is the difference between THCV and THC? Tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC for short, and THCV interact with the endocannabinoid receptors in the body. However, THCV interacts with the endocannabinoid system differently from THC. THCV has a biphasic effect, which means it has different effects at different dosages. Many cannabinoids have biphasic effects, including THC and CBD, but THCV displays the meaning behind biphasic. How does THCV work in the body? THC binds with CB1 receptors, which are responsible for transmuting signals throughout the body. This binding is what creates the euphoric effects of THC. At low doses, THCV blocks the CB1 receptors, making it more difficult for THC to bind with the receptor and thereby reducing the intoxicating effect. Higher doses of THCV may actually activate the CB1 receptors because it shares the same receptors as THC, so it can contribute to a shorter but more energetic intoxicating effect. Both THC and THCV bind with CB2 receptors. Chemically, the two compounds are remarkably similar, but the only difference is that the THC molecule has a longer hydrocarbon chain. A comparison of THC versus THCV will show that these two compounds originate from different parent molecules, which exhibits different effects at various doses and are naturally present at distinctly different levels within the cannabis plant. Benefits of THCV. Since its discovery more than 50 years ago, much has been learned about the potential effects of THCV. There is a small body of data suggesting that THCV could have anticonvulsant effects. One animal study found that it has antioxidant and neuroprotective properties that might be able to ease Parkinson's symptoms and delay the progression of the disease. A study showed that THCV can actually help promote the growth of new bone cells, strengthening and healing bones. While all of these are great benefits, the bulk of THCV research is focused on its ability to combat obesity and aid people diagnosed with diabetes. How does THCV work for appetite suppression? THC, the main psychoactive component in cannabis, turns on our CB1 receptor. This causes the release of hunger hormones and a case of the munchies. THCV does the opposite and turns off our CB1 receptor, thereby suppressing appetite. A study looked at how a single dose of 10 milligrams of THCV affected food reward and aversion. THCV alters the connections between areas of the brain, allowing people greater control over their food intake. Research has also discovered that combining THC with THCV took away THCV's ability to suppress appetite. The addition of CBD counteracts THC and allows THCV to suppress hunger. Research suggests that if you're taking THCV to try to lose weight, you should either take it alone or with CBD. If you regularly take THC, a THCV to CBD ratio blend may be the best option. THCV and diabetes. THCV may influence metabolism, including its potential to modulate insulin sensitivity. This has led to investigations into its potential role in diabetes management. The randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study found that purified THCV administered in 5 milligram doses for 13 weeks decreased fasting plasma glucose and improved pancreatic beta cell function and adiponectin in people with type 2 diabetes. However, there was no impact on appetite or body weight in these patients with THCV treatment compared with the group who received the placebo. What does THCV feel like? Some studies have found that when THC and THCV are combined, users have less anxiety than with THC alone. Human research with THCV is more limited, but a small trial from 2015 among cannabis users explored its potential to reduce some undesirable effects of THC. Research suggests that 10 milligrams of THCV may reduce increased heart rate, subjective feelings of intoxication, and verbal recall issues caused by THC. THCV is a fascinating and unique cannabinoid that holds therapeutic promise for various applications. Remember, individual responses can vary, so if you're considering incorporating THCV into your routine, start with small doses and monitor your experience. We hope that you have learned something new today about the amazing minor cannabinoid THCV. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to spread the knowledge.